is a journey in finding the best possible version of yourself.
Yeah.
How you're basically confronted with seeing how you yourself are your own worst enemy.
Welcome to What's My Thesis. I'm Javier Proenza, and today my guest is Ever Velasquez, director of Charlie James Gallery. I'm super excited to have you here. I think that we're going to have a pretty good session where we learn a lot. You're also an artist, so I want to cover that. How do you define as an artist?
I am a collage artist.
Collage artist. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then...
Super happy to be here.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm so honored. I was like thrilled because you said somebody that I didn't know told you that I threw out an open invitation on Elmer's episode. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Someone I don't know is telling you.
Yeah, my friend Lala Betzel, they're calling you out. They want you to come on. I was like, well, I never get invited. I'll come on the podcast if they invite me.
Yeah, no, it's surprising who will come and who feels weird about it. But it's more of like being a public person thing, not more of like, not so much of like,
Yeah.
But, okay, so I wanted to start a little bit because I'm a big fan of Charlie James. Obviously, I live close by, so it's really easy to go. But even like back in 2017, what I was saying before we started was that, in 2020, there was like the big rush to get a lot of Latino artists in galleries and stuff like that. It's almost, I like to say it like, it's almost like all the gallerists were like, oh, we could put LA in here, you know? And then there's a lot of like, street art and stuff and that kind of stuff with like, there's people like Rafa Esparza who are doing really well, but I think he might have been hitting before 2020, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So there was like a little bit of stuff going on, and I think Charlie James was definitely one of the spots. So tell me a little bit about what you've been there 6 years, so that was probably before your time.
Yeah, before my time. So Charlie James Gallery, Charlie James is an actual person.
Yes.
Owner and operator. He came from tech. Started the gallery in 2007 during the recession where no one else was thinking about doing that. So basically he took his passion for art collecting and said, oh, I'm going to open a gallery. And it ended up working out for him. He traveled throughout Latin America and lived throughout Latin America in his time with Microsoft and Nextel.
Oh, okay.
So I feel he speaks Spanish. He understands the culture. So that's a lot of...
That explains so much.
Yeah, it explains so much. So he really understands us as people.
Yeah.
And I say that as a person who's Mexican and Ecuadorian.
Oh, okay.
So
I just had an Ecuador. Dude, we're not going to get into it because I already covered it, but the shit that's going down now with the CONAI is insane.
It's insane.
And it's liberals, neoliberals that are murdering protesters.
Yeah.
We don't have to get into it.
Yeah.
We can talk about
that'll be another one.
Yeah. I would love to have you back after it, and then we can get into it. But no, I think that I would be stealing from people your wisdom if we started talking about my interests in Latin American culture.
Okay.
And all of the stuff that entails.
Yeah.
But okay, so then what is your, is it too cheesy or too direct or too like cliche question to ask your curatorial philosophy within the gallery?
Oh no, we could talk about that. But to finish off with Charlie, so he started the gallery. The first artists he signed were to the gallery were Jalen Gomez.
Okay.
And formerly Ramiro Gomez and Neri Gabriel Limes. So he's had his eye and has understood brown art for a long time. Mm-hmm. And then I came, what was that, tail end of 2019, 2020. And so for me personally, as an artist, and I see myself as an artist second, I think, because I've been making collages since I was a kid. And I see myself mostly as a person from the community who grew up here in Los Angeles and basically creating community in this larger space when it comes to working at the gallery. So for me, it's about building community with the right people and showing the art world that everybody's making important work.
Okay. So when did you... Okay, then let's go a little bit back into your background. Even though you don't identify as an artist, when was I like my general question, my opening question is usually, what's the earliest memory of? I guess in your case it would be collaging that you can look back on and be like, I caught the bug that early. I know I can trace it back to like when I was a kid, and then the transition from that to the moment where you realize you could not stop.
Yeah.
Like, where it's like you couldn't be a pragmatic person and you would be sad if you weren't involved in the community, in the art world.
Yeah. I think for me personally, I don't remember a time when I wasn't making collages. I was always making collages, and I do see myself as an artist. I think it was just having people see what I make and being like, this is great artwork. And one of the first people that said that to me was Charlie James himself.
Oh, wow.
Like, he had gone to a group show that I was in at Angel's Gate in San Pedro. And he's like, yeah, these are really good. Like, you need to consider like showing these when you can and continue to build the body of work. And we didn't have a studio visit, but he gave me a lot of insight and I learned a lot. And I was like, yeah, maybe I should actually show these more. There's that. And also, working herbs. Like, I knew how to work herbs when I was a kid.
What do you mean work herbs?
Like, spiritual herbs. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't know I was making art or that I knew how to work spiritually. Okay. And that evolved later. And people had to point it out and be like, oh, like, you're doing work.
Yeah. That's interesting, because we talked a little bit about it. I'm not santero, but I grew up around it a lot. And you were telling me a little bit about the tradition that you were, what's it called?
It's called Lakumi. So it's an extension of African spiritual tradition. It's with everything comes from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And was mostly practiced in Cuba. It's a combination, so to speak, is what a lot of people consider it, where it's like, people, when we got colonized as people, you either had to convert to Catholicism or Christianity, and some people did. Some people died with their traditions, and then some people hid behind the Catholic saints in order to continue to practice. Do
you guys have a San Lázaro and all of? Is it the same saints?
It's the same. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So it's the same
San
thing.
Dimas. Do you tie a knot for San Dimas? My mom still tells me that.
Yeah. So I crowned Obatala to the Orisha Obatala almost 5 years ago.
Wow. What is crowning?
So doing your yavoraje, your spiritual year in white, where you actually you become an elder in the community. So I'm a santera.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Wow. I think you're the first santera that I've had, and you're not even Cuban.
Yeah. No.
How did you end up following those traditions? I mean, because that's kind of like like when I first came out, or my sibling was dating a woman, and they were like, a Mexican woman, and they were like, are you guys santeros? So it's like, it's kind of like our stereotype.
Yeah, it is.
How does that come? Are you from California? Are you a California born and raised?
Yeah, I'm Angelino. Yeah.
What part of town?
Well, we moved around a lot when we were kids, but I was born here at the General Hospital.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. It's a hole now. They tore it down, but
Wait, not the one that's on Marengo?
Yeah, but it's the original hospital they tore down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's like 6 hospitals, and the morgue is right there too.
Yep.
I'm like totally giving away where I live.
Right. Yeah. So, well, I had always been very intuitive as a kid, and like I had already known how to work herbs without being told.
What kind of herbs? What were your earliest herb workings, and what exactly does that entail?
Well, foraging for herbs. I remember being little and having my mom tell me like, I tried to wash your clothes. Why was this in your pockets? And my clothes would be thrashed because I had a bunch of whatever I found, and I was like, oh well, I needed it. She's like, what did you need this for? I was like, because I just needed it. That's all I could vocalize as a child. And then I find out later that's all I was doing, like spiritual protection of myself as a kid. And so.
Oh my God. I have a friend in Miami whose work I want to show you.
Okay, cool.
She does. She's kind of witchy like that too. Her name is Jessica Gispert. Her brother's a really good photographer too. So they come from like a family of Cuban supportive parents that like have helped their kids like thrive in the art. They're like, I think she's at Emerson Dorsch.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but it's so I'm like overwhelmed by like familiarity right now.
Yeah, no, definitely. So it kind of like anything, right? Like with trade and everything that happens, the religion followed, and it's practiced throughout Latin America and the world.
Is there a lot of santeria out here that you know of?
Yeah, there's a lot of santeros.
There's orishas and everything.
Yeah, the community is large. So for me, it's all of it ties in.
Wow.
Like, yeah. So like with my art practice, so there's the art practice. I have 3 different bodies of work in which I work in. So there's the orishas that was devoted specifically to each orisha. And those come very slowly because I have to make sure that they're happy, make sure that they allow me to do the work and that they accept it. Mm-hmm. And the curandera practice in the collage work, where I come from a long lineage of curanderas on my mom's side.
What's curandera?
Like medicine women.
Okay.
Like women.
Were your parents at santeros or
no?
Okay.
They weren't.
They were what? Roman Catholic
they were Catholic. Yeah. So like throughout my that was a major thing with my mom when it came to stepping into eldership. It took her going back to her rancho 35 years after leaving, talking with the women of my family that do practice curanderismo, for them to tell her, no, this is very special. She's the only one who has interest that'll carry this into the future. We've always done this and there's nothing bad associated with this. So she came back and actually worked my ceremony. And like, that was kind of like
So your mom was in the ceremony? Yeah.
So she, as opposed to constantly telling me like, oh, remember that there's always God.
Yeah.
There, you may be into this, but there's always God. So that was kind of the bridge that made her more accepting and willing to understand.
I feel like I'm in Miami all of a sudden.
Right?
I'm like blown away. So do you know any Cubans out here?
Oh, there's a ton of Cubans here. My padrino's Cuban.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I need to hang out with you more.
Yeah, definitely.
My experience is that Cubans aren't very popular out here.
Oh yeah, no. They're here. It's a large community.
I think it's mostly the non-Latinos that feel that way.
Yeah, I think maybe, yeah. Because I think being brown here in Los Angeles, everybody automatically assumes you're Mexican. Yeah. And if you speak Spanish, you're automatically Mexican.
Well, I don't actually read to Mexicans as Mexican. I read as Persian and Middle Eastern.
Me too. Most people think I'm Persian or Armenian.
Yeah.
Like, people will tell me straight up, oh, Armenian people will walk up to you, they're like, oh, okay. Then they'll ask me, you're Armenian? And I'm like, oh yeah, no.
I get that too. And sometimes I see jobs where they're like applying, or like the requirement is bilingual in Armenian, and I'm like, I could pass.
Right.
Well, that's fascinating. Yeah. So I also think it's interesting that relationship and that transition with your mother, because my mom has always been, I recently asked her, so I've said this on the show before, but my mom has always been like, hey, if you see, like a chicken leg, or I don't
be careful.
Like don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
And I was like, hey mom, is it because it's kind of like unsanitary, or is it because you don't want to fuck with the hoodoo? And she's like, a little bit of both.
Of both, yeah, because you have to protect yourself. That's and I get that. I get people that are like, oh, like I came across this specifically, and they'll explain to me what they came across, and they're like, and I touched it. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And they're like, now all my stuff is messed up. I was like, okay. Now we have to do some work because you went and meddled with stuff you shouldn't have been meddled with.
Yeah. It's pretty dark. It's crazy. I've actually been getting more at, like we've been such a secularized society. Yeah. And as I'm watching, without getting too international politics kind of thing, I've just seen that a lot of the secular communities are very much, we spent a lot of time talking about post-colonialism, and it turns out it was entire bullshit and it never existed, because we're still like, and we Latinos know that, but there's a whole community of white people that are like, yeah, we're academics and we really like this, waspy kind of people that don't have interactions with our community. And it, to me, it's just amazing how I've been listening to this guy. He's a Chinese professor. He's got millions of views on YouTube. I don't know how to say his name, but he teaches at a high school. Yeah. And I'm like, you're teaching Chinese high school kids this stuff? But he talks a lot about divinity, and the concept that I find really interesting is that he poses is that pre-literate people were more imaginative and creative. Definitely. And he talks about the Greeks and how the Greeks believed, like he goes back and forth between talking about how the Greeks saw the world and that you were like possessed by a god, and that's where your rage comes from and all of that. And then he talks about it in like the more academic way. And it's like, one, his point is that one gets to truth.
Yeah.
And the other one is just facts. It's like reporting facts, which is an interesting. So I'm kind of getting into this space. I'm definitely not practicing anything. I'm pretty skeptical, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I think atheist is passé.
Yeah. For me personally, yeah, I was kind of like, it kind of just like, I kind of just started to listen. So what had happened with my case specifically was, it was like 2016, 2017. And I was just tired of my life in a sense. So I was like, my idea was like, I'm going to go to Japan. I'm going to be there some time and I'm going to sit and reflect.
Were you doing before Charlie James? What was your career path that led to Charlie James? Not to deviate from, I want both of them together.
Oh, okay. So, I was working at that time, I was working at Whole Foods. I was in charge of the salad bar. That was my day job that paid my bills. And on the side, I was screen printing and organizing with a women's collective out of Self-Help Graphics. Okay. At the same time, I was also working a lot with Razor Cake Fanzine based in Highland Park. It's a DIY nonprofit punk zine. And it's been in existence for 22 years. I've been there for a long time, doing podcasts and interviewing bands and things like that. So that's what I was doing at the time, making my work on the side. That
was like this is a passion project, or was it like a income generating?
No, it was just
the
like
podcasting.
It was just like passion.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I was like about to be like, how do I make my podcast successful?
Yeah, no, it wasn't like that. It was just like, oh, like let's just play some records, and people will get to listen to it, and yeah, it's fun. Now it's I'm kind of limited with time, so I can't do it so much. So I'm lucky if I get to turn on a record while I'm making myself something to eat. Yeah. So but it's you have to make time for all the things. There has to be like complete balance in your life. So in 2017, I was tired of everything. I was like, I need to change. So I went to Japan, came back, and I was like, I need to find the piece that I found there back home. Yeah. And then I got to meet my he's now my godbrother, Vincent, who was doing he was a panelist for the Barrio Queer zine release, and he was getting ready to do his initiation ceremony to become a santero. And so he had talked about like, how he does readings and all this. And I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to.
I'm so worried that now I'm going to become a santero now.
If it's in your path, it's in your path. And the thing is this, like a lot of people have a lot of stereotypes about it. Like they think they see all these movies, like these horror movies, and they think it's just like it's like a sensationalism.
It's like black communities in 90s movies, like when we finally gotten away from like juice and all of that. Yeah.
But it's like realistically, this is a journey in finding the best possible version of yourself. Yeah. How you're basically confronted with seeing how you yourself are your own worst enemy. Like these are your great character, the great parts of your character that are going to make you the best person, but these are your bad ones. This is what we're going to work on to find happiness.
So in
all respect,
would you, and obviously all these questions come from a place of respect. I am scared of poking the spirits and all of that. I definitely respect that. So I want to preface it with that, but would it be considered like, is it monotheistic or is it paganism? Because I know that it's kind of a bridging of both from my understanding. I've never actually talked to somebody that knows, especially in California, that knows more about this than me. So please.
It's not pagan at all. It's a conversation with self and like I said, creating the best possible version of yourself, for yourself, your family, your community, and then eventually the world. Because you have to think about a basic common interaction. Have you ever walked down the street and said good morning to somebody and have somebody look at you like, ew, or notice them look at you like good morning? Like that's so uncommon now. You don't have that anymore. where that used to be common, like being able to share space like that, that a genuine interaction like that could change somebody's day, week, and then month with just a simple pleasantry. So it's mostly that.
Well, it's kind of fits what my understanding of you is, because I learned about you from having people on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
I had Christopher Reyes on.
Okay, yeah.
I've had Israel Campos on. And all of them, like, basically they talk about you like you're a kingmaker. Manuel Lopez I haven't had on the show, but we've talked about, like, and you know, we didn't talk about, we didn't, you know, well, I've tried to have him on, but you know, so he's a busy dude. Like, he is constantly working. And I get into this thing of like, I'm only going to ask you once every 6 months, kind of thing. Cause you know, there's also no shortage of people. Yeah. But yeah, so it's fascinating to me. So then did you need credentials for Charlie to trust you to, I mean, that's a pretty big position.
Yeah, definitely. So when I started to work for the gallery, I came in as helping here and there. I was like one of the assistants that we have working at the
kind of
openings.
Like Dalia.
Yeah, Dalia
Palacios.
Yeah.
Who's I've also had on the show.
Yeah. As an assistant at openings, and then that changed to starting to work at the fairs, and then working slowly, and then I eventually became the assistant manager, associate director, and now I'm the director. So this is my first job I've ever had at a gallery.
You're killing it, though.
And
I mean, like, people, seriously, you're a brain maker.
Thank you. I'm very fortunate to have the support of Charlie James, and how whatever he saw in me, and having me work with him, and having these conversations about art with each other, and then taking a chance on me, to be honest. We had one of our artists had an emergency issue where they weren't going to be able to have a show that was slotted for that year, and
like a family, like outside of their control situation, and they couldn't work and have the time.
And we had less than a certain amount of time to fill that schedule. And Charlie was like, I don't know what we could do. I was like, I got it. We're going to do a group show. It's going to be called Ni de aquí ni de allá. And we're going to invite these artists. And I started writing it on a piece of paper. And then he added a few, and then that was the first group show. And
that, my understanding for people listening at home, since we're also educating people on how this works. My understanding is that if you get into one of your group shows and you sell a piece, it's a pretty good start.
Yeah, definitely. So the group show, I kind of joke with people that it's spring training. So this is how I'm the scout, and this is spring training, and this is how I show Charlie, like, all the studio visits I've done, who I'm paying attention to, who I think could have an opportunity to work with us, and let's see how it goes. And that's how a lot of it starts. Yeah. And then like Israel Campos, you just mentioned, will be showing with us solo exhibition next year, and he was just in the group show. So,
I don't want to like brag, but he told me that he did well, and I was like, I'm gonna guess you're gonna get a solo show.
Oh yeah, no, he did. I've
been studying your inner workings.
Yeah.
I don't usually research people, but I'm pretty well aware of how things work when things go well like that.
Yeah. So
he's really, really cool.
He's amazing.
Him. I like him very much. I like his perspective. I like, his approach. It's also so diverse. You've got just the people that I've had on the show. Let me glaze you a little bit. You have Israel Campos, who works a lot with the Mexican Revolution. He's much more about continuing a dialogue that maybe isn't as Western, or he talks about the codexes. Yes. And all of that. Then you've got Salvadoran LA local Elmer, who was the last person that I interviewed from your contingent. Amazing figurative work, very much about Latin American generation. I mean, all the programming is basically for me. Yeah. And then you have Christopher Reyes, who is, an amazing painter, but like so different.
Yeah.
All these voices are so different, and it's only almost like the only unifying thing is that they come from Spanish colonialism and indigenous traditions, right?
Yeah. Well, I think we all can't be put in a box, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many people making so much great work.
Yeah.
And for me, I did not go to art school.
Really?
I did not go to art school. I was raised by a single mom, but I'd always had interest in art. So my mom, there was a little language barrier with her. And so I would kind of lie as a kid and say, oh, this is mandatory, Mom. You have to come on this field trip. And so I would sign us up to do field trips at museums specifically.
With her as a chaperone kind of thing? Okay.
And so we would go and, we would see all this art that, sometimes, because, my mom always taught me about the masters, the Mexican masters and other brown masters.
Who are those?
So like, Diego Rivera, Frida Kahlo, Sinquieros, Orozco, all of them. So
yeah, the muralist or the
muralist.
Okay, so not the new guy, not Gabriel Orozco.
Oh yeah, also amazing. Amazing.
One of my first people that I was like,
and the nicest man.
Oh really? You know him?
Yeah. Well, I got to meet him. Yeah. So, and went to his show in Mexico City. So really nice. He was like, I'm gonna go visit you at Feria Material. So we were showing Narciso Martinez at Feria Material that year when he had just had the show at Jumex. Yeah, but delightful, super delightful.
That's great to hear.
Brilliant. So all of it. And then I just always had this needing to know. I remember seeing the Matisse works on paper really early on. So I knew what I liked already as a kid. So it's kind of like an extension of that. So if I know like this, if I like it, or if, how I feel about it. If I can't contextualize it in words, even better. I'm like this. Yeah. And that's how it works for me. So, it's been
that's amazing, because the art world is so center, especially the academic side. You can't teach without an MFA.
Oh yeah.
And here you are making careers without ever having gone to art school.
Yeah, no.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, and it upsets some people, and that's fine. They could stay upset, but it is what it is.
Well, Reyes only did community college.
Yeah. So it happens.
Yeah.
And some people tell me, well, you should go get your credentials and go get your MFA in curating. It's like, why am I going to spend money to do entry-level stuff when I'm doing what I'm already doing already, and helping the community and the artists how I am, is the way I see it. And I don't,
you're feeding your people. I mean, that shit is crazy.
Yeah. So for me, I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. At the same time, I'm also doing other things I get invited to do, which I have the pleasure of, this is going to be the second year that I'm invited back by the Getty for the CCF grant. Apply for your grants. Come on, apply for your grants. Everybody, good. It's important that you apply, and don't be scared about language. Sometimes if you don't have a grant writer, you're penalized, but just apply. It doesn't hurt to apply for these grants.
Well, I know that I recently did I was on a panel for Acer residency, which is, it's amazing how little I cared if I liked your work.
Yeah.
About your ability to write.
Yeah.
As long as you didn't fuck it up.
Right?
It's like, I would look at the work and I'd be like, don't fuck it up. And then it's just like, you kind of fucked it up. But yeah, it is funny. If the work is good, it's almost like,
yeah.
And do you look at resumes and CVs and is that a big part for you? This person is shown here and here.
Yeah. Well, the gallery doesn't accept the submissions, but if it happens to get emailed to me, I'll look at it. What do you mean? I'll look at the CVs, the submissions. If they happen to be emailed to me, I do look at them, and if there's something there, I'll answer.
But that's like cold calls. That's people that are just
that's just people that are cold calling. But I do all my footwork. There's a lot of people that don't do a visit. They just cherry pick other group shows that they saw were successful, and then they're like, okay, this is who I'm inviting. Because every person has had FaceTime with me.
But I know, for example, I know that Elmer was, in his interview, he was saying that he basically just straight out of school got a solo show with you guys, which he didn't even have to go through the. So how did you become aware of?
Okay, so with Elmer is very different. So Elmer, so what happened with Elmer was that I had basically been stalking Elmer for a while.
Did he have a lot of shows? Did he have a long CV?
I had seen the work, but I didn't know what Elmer looked like.
Oh wow!
So then,
he hadn't painted himself yet.
Yeah,
one of like the most beautiful pieces is of him,
right?
at the current show. That show is still up or no?
Yeah, it's still up until the 6th of December. Oh. Yeah, so I didn't know what he looked like. Date there. And so what had happened was he posted that he was at the gallery, and I was like, oh shit, I just missed him. And so I hit him up on Instagram, was like, hey, I've been looking for you.
Wow.
I've been looking for you. And he was in a group show, originally slotted to be in a group show. And what had happened was, like, we had done our visit, and I was kind of like, nah, this body of work is ready, Charlie. You like, we should consider this.
That was the cash money or house money, or
house money.
So wow! So that was recent. You guys have been working pretty recently with him.
Yeah, very recently. So
I didn't realize he had graduated so soon.
Yeah, so he had gone to Hunter in New York City, and so that was the thing. Like, our dialogue was like, "Oh, I'm in New York," So we had been having dialogue like that. So then I had told Charlie, I really feel we need to.
And you had just seen his work on Instagram? How did you become aware of him?
No, I had seen it in other group settings. Okay. And I was just like, well, who is this guy?
Wow.
Who is this guy? And then and then I finally got FaceTime with him. And then we, Charlie's like, okay, cool. So the reason that Charlie was like, okay, cool, he saw what I was seeing was like based on the first group show. The first group show,
that you did
that I curated. It was successful. That the following year was like, do you think you could do it again? And I said, I was hoping that you would say that, because I'm already ready. And then I was like, it's going to be called this is who's going to be in it. And then it's just like snowball effect from there.
What year was House Money? That was like 22?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we've been working with
I told you I'm
Elmer.
a scholar of your gallery.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of your work. I really am. And I didn't even know it. I was just inviting artists that I liked, and then they turned out mostly to be your artists.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, for another example, how did Rayos happen?
Oh, Rayos very similarly. So our mutual friend, Alfonso Gonzalez Jr. had curated a group show. That was during my spiritual year. That was 2020. So I was in the whole white outfit that you probably saw in Florida.
And you had to wear that for a year?
Yeah, I had to wear that for the year. And I could only work ceremony and be at work. So that was me going to the group show was technically an extension of my work. So I physically went, and I was telling Alfonso, like, oh, I love this work. I've been looking at Christopher Rayos's work all the time, and blah, blah, blah. And like, I don't know how to get a hold of him, I think. And he was hearing all this. And then he's like, oh, well, that's Christopher. I was like, oh my God, I've been looking for you. Like, I'm such a fan, like, blah, blah, blah. I love the works on paper, and I love the paintings. And I just was fangirling. I get super excited to meet people. And then we talked about the group show, and then the group show happened. And then he did his solo show, and then he's already done like 3 shows with us.
I know.
And then,
it's crazy.
Freeze Los Angeles will be Manuel Lopez and himself, Christopher Rayos.
What time of year is Freeze?
February.
Okay. It felt like it was coming
so they're
up.
just grinding. So they're just busy. It's like thing after project after project after project. So Manuel specifically, like, I don't take it personally. It's just like scheduling for him. No. Super slow.
No, I mean, I've run into him and we've hung out. It's not. Okay. I just know he's busy, and also like I know that in theory the podcast helps them too, but it really is mostly
Well, it's fun.
It helps me a lot too. Yeah. So I treat it like inviting people is an invitation, but it's also like I'm asking you for a favor.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be like, hey, give me a favor every 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's like a favor. I think it's fun. It's good to have these interactions. It's
You'd
good
be
to,
surprised how many people do not do treat it like a favor.
Oh, wow.
When we were talking before, I was like, oh, fuck. Because this podcast has created a few beefs for me.
Oh, wow.
And I'm always like, oh my God, when is this going to stop? When's the damage going to stop spreading?
Yeah.
But we won't get into that.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably have haters too, right?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
That's just part of the game.
But my whole thing is just kind of like, I'm busy creating while you're hating. So stay in that energy. I'm going to be fine. Like, it's good. Good advice.
Good advice. Man, I'm so overwhelmed and excited to have you here. Okay, so I guess it's not too early to get into advice for artists.
Oh, okay.
Can you explain I said I'm going to ask you about this stuff before we start recording, and you acknowledge like, yeah, they don't teach this stuff.
Yeah, they don't.
So what do people not fucking know that drives you, first of all, that drives you crazy?
I think, well, not necessarily drives me crazy, but I'm like, wow, you don't know how to advocate for yourself?
Yeah.
Like, advocate for yourself. Like, yes, we're used to just saying yes as people of color, but it's okay for us to say no. And no is enough.
Yeah.
Without explanation, like that is one of the biggest gifts that you could give yourself and your boundaries with everybody in the world.
Yeah.
In a sense, not just in the art world, but as a person, to be able to know your boundaries. And speaking with all the artists that, if they're going through their undergrad or their MFA, they're like, yeah, they don't teach us the business. Like, I don't know how to do this. Like, this person came up to me. Some of them are like, oh, I have like no money whatsoever. And they want to pay me like no money for this.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like I have to. And it's like, no, you don't have to do anything. You have to advocate for yourself. If you feel it's wrong, it's wrong. So always take that as part of the advice, in a sense of like, okay, if this feels weird, like, probably don't do it. Ask some more questions.
Can you give me some more examples of what makes a situation sketchy?
Okay.
Like without necessarily outing that person, like what were they being asked specifically? Because like in some situations you could show your work for free and it wouldn't be necessarily exploitative because you get an opportunity to show. It sounds like this is a slightly different scenario.
People that are going to be like, oh, if you ask them like, oh, okay, can you look at my work? Okay, it costs you X amount of money for me to look at your work.
Oh, okay.
And to give you my opinion.
Yeah.
Those probably not the best. Or people that are like, oh, I like all these. What if I give you X amount of money for all of these?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's sketchy.
That's sketchy. Like, you may need the money, but yeah, that's kind of odd. You don't know what they're going to do. You don't know who they are. It's always good to do your research. If you don't know, it's always good to ask other people, what do you know about this person?
Yeah.
And to advocate for yourself. One of the things that I learned from Charlie, and I tell artists all the time, is like, create that personal assistant for yourself. That barrier, that person, they don't have to be a real person. You create the email for them. You call them whatever they want, and they're going to advocate for you.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like, I'm not here to withhold information from people. If we're stronger together, we're stronger together. So take these resources in a sense. And like, that's a perfect tool, because if you're scared to ask for money, this person with the fake name and the fake email will ask the money for you.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, they want you to do a talk. Is there a stipend or honorarium? Wow. Simple question.
Yeah.
Simple question, simple email, and they'll tell you yes or no. It doesn't hurt to ask. Your time is money. It's worth money. Everybody's time is worth money. So. And
your labor especially.
Yeah, exactly. And your labor. So they want something out of you. And as people of color, we should be paid for our time.
Yeah. I that's so helpful to hear, because kind of I've gotten used to like, it even came out earlier where I was like, I'm imposing on people by inviting them onto my podcast. And I think that mindset probably comes from my education, not from my business acumen. You know, I think teachers teach you almost like, I don't know. I think the problem isn't just that they don't teach you the business, is that they maybe sometimes resent the business, right?
I think,
and they teach that. They teach from that standpoint.
I think there's that, or they're also, I hate to say unsuccessful in the business in their own art practice, but they have, they kind of resent people that are, especially if they're younger and they're making moves.
Yeah.
You could see that. I've heard that before as well. So it's...
I've had teachers I've had teachers that did similar work or worked in the same kind of vein at the time, and liked my work, but were resentful that I wasn't their like subservient fan.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
You know how teachers in colleges will, or I mean, you didn't go, but I find like there are, there's like I even had a teacher. I had studied with, I'm not going to say names, but I had studied with one teacher at community college. Yeah. And when I went to college, when I transferred to FIU, I had another teacher tell me like, oh, you're this guy's student. And they could tell by my work, and they hated me because of that.
Oh, wow. So it's
they wanted to break me,
That's horrible.
And so all, like, I know that, like, it sounds like Long Beach, Cal State Long Beach has a fucking amazing program. It's like probably... I don't endorse anything because I'm not getting paid, but man, there's some heavy hitters coming out of there, like super. a lot, consistent. So, UCLA is a given, I think, and like
USC too.
USC is a given, but like
Cal Arts, but they're gonna people are, when it comes to the commercial art world, they're gonna be like, oh, Cal Arts.
Yeah.
Oh, Yale. Oh.
Yeah.
Very quickly. Like,
so people respond to Cal Arts as like as a good for commercial stuff, because my experience with them was that they're also not object based. Like that was like I would talk to their students and they were like, we don't make objects, we make art, that seemed like.
Well, Shizu went to Cal Arts. Who? So Shizu Saldamondo, who shows up currently as well. She went to Cal Arts.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Lauren Halsey went to Cal Arts as well. So,
all right.
Yeah, there's.
No, I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that was my impression of the program, was that it was like, postmodern, almost to a point of being impractical. I got in and I decided not to go because they didn't offer me any money. They offered me like $1,000, and I was like, bruh.
You're like, yeah, come
you
on.
don't like me that much. You just want someone to pay your bills.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. But yeah, make that assistant for yourself. I think it's important. Like they could be called fulano de tal, whatever. Make up their name.
You can even call them fulano mengano.
Yeah, right. Here we go. Because how we're brought up in a sense of el que no habla no come. So if you don't ask, you're not gonna eat. So.
Well, there's also, since we're talking about a specific community, there's also a really interesting. I find that. There is a huge contingent of non-Latinos, and I feel like LA has a huge diasporic community from Latin America, from Asia, from all these different places, and there is so much unification. Like I think Latinos and Asians kind of have a similar experience because we have ties to people who are still under America's boot, and experience imperialism, not as a, like, I find that Americans, and this is not like a white, or this is like just experience of, are you an immigrant or are you not? And I find that Americans that are not, are non-immigrants, their concern is very domestic, and their concern, and they could care that people are getting killed in Venezuela.
Oh yeah, no,
or they don't know anything about Ecuador. Yeah, right.
They don't.
Whereas Latinos and Asians, we know about Vietnam. They know, we're curious about. Like it becomes fascinating because it's like, it's like living in the belly of the beast. Going back to what you said about making yourself, like one of the things that is hard about doing this show is like when people get nervous, and it's natural. And my mom was like, just invent yourself a PR person. Yeah. So it's essentially the same thing. Yeah. I haven't given them a name. I'm just like, I've split my personality. Yeah, there you go. And I'm like, the bitter one is over here. It's not time for the bitter one that is like, I don't want to do this work, even though I did it to myself. Yeah. but it's fascinating. So, okay. So, tell me a little bit more about your work and your practice, because even though you don't necessarily identify as an artist, I think that it probably informs a lot of what you see in people's work, right?
Yeah.
And talk to me a little bit more about that.
Okay, so for me and my art practice, I've never stopped making work. It takes me a long time. I was lucky to have a solo show last year in September with Rusha & Co., which was like an extension of the two bodies of work that kind of morphed into this third body of work where I was having these conversations with self and everything that's going on and how we could ideally try to change the world with positive thinking, but making them look like fashion ads or commercial ads. So that's what that body of work looks like. So for me, it's about color, texture, composition. When looking at our other artists and their art practice, I'm looking at everything. I don't just, there's some people that are just like, oh, I only care about paintings. I don't care about screen printing. I don't care about photography. There's no money in that, because that's what the commercial art world tells you. For me, I love all of it. I'm looking at everything. So for me, I automatically know, and I'm automatically excited. And it's good to be able to meet artists that are great people as well, because that's part of it. Like for me personally, if I see your work and the work is all there, it's beautiful, I feel that people are gonna buy it, but you're an asshole, I'm not gonna work with you because I'm extremely patient, but a lot of people don't have the patience for it. I'd rather deal with the person that I might have to give a little bit of extra art mom energy to in order to get them where they need to get to. That's a good person.
It's more fun to motivate someone that's going to get somewhere than someone that's going to fight you about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, I don't got time for it. I don't got energy for it. I was born 80 years old. So, that's part of it as well.
Well, going back to, going back to not having a degree, I think that that's really interesting, because basically the podcast is called What's My Thesis, because I didn't go to grad school. And I made a conscious decision. And at one point I realized, like, I can just have all the people that are teaching at these schools come and talk to me, and I'll have a one-on-one session with them. And then like, for example, I'm painting on stuff, and I was like, this is kind of a flex, but but I was like, hey, I texted Reyes. I was like, hey man, how do you sand this stuff? And he gave me like perfect explanation, like, oh, I use this grit, and it's amazing. But I think it's interesting where I'm at right now, because I haven't gone through an academic system. I haven't done all the discourse or whatever. I learned all the postmodernism and all of that comes in the art program, but I feel like I'm not illiterate when it comes to like speaking about art and talking about it. And I think that comes from surrounding myself with artists. How valuable is that compared to like actually going to school? I mean, because I think all of it's valuable. You know what I mean? Being able to do studio visits with other artists, talking with other artists, going to see what you like. Galleries, museums, everything. It's all going to help you. Reading any art books as well. What do you read? Oh, I read everything. You read a lot of art specific. Do you read Art Forum, or is that boring to you? I read it here and there. You don't sound enthusiastic. No, I read it here and there, but I read, it's hard to be able to sit down and read a lot, but like, I read everything and anything. 'Cause at the same time, your mindset can't be in the same place all the time. Yeah. So I'll read some dumb stuff too, or like I still read comic books. I was gonna say I read mostly comic books. The biggest fan of Love and Rockets. Like I love Jaime Hernandez so much. Wow. So it's like I'll I pick up whatever new that the Hernandez brothers put out, and I'll read that, because you can't be in the same mindset all the time. I think it doesn't help creatively and to keep the honesty in order to know what it is. I think one of the biggest things that people lose as adults is
their inner child.
Yeah.
So if you continue to keep your inner child alive as you get older, you're going to continue to have a great life, I think. So that's important.
I really like the thing you said about not being able to verbalize it. And I think I had David Lloyd on, and he was talking about, not to bag on CalArts again, but he was frustrated that when he was there, they wanted to deconstruct. He said, deconstruct fucking everything.
Yeah.
And I think that it's interesting that you say that, because to some degree, the reason we make art is because we can't verbalize it. Yeah. That's not to give a pass to people that don't know how to write about their art at all, because that is also really frustrating. When you think that something's there and the person can't verbalize it, you know.
But then it's also part of another part of the art world, in a sense of art writers. There's people that like, you could tell them the basics and then they just get you. And then they're just like, okay, boom. Like, this is what I'm going to write about if you're not doing the writing yourself. I think know your strong points. I tell artists as well, if they're doing undergrad or their MFA, like, look within your cohort, like look within how you're able to not only be in your cohort, how they have you work within the system, but barter with each other. See what resources you guys could pull together. Mm-hmm. It's always great to have a PDF that you could show people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not good at taking the photographs of the work, because you need photographs to show people your work, you know, and somebody does, okay, cool. Like, we could barter, in a sense of being able to pool our resources, which is another thing with especially with artists that don't have a lot of money. Yeah.
Do you know Elias Hernandez?
Who?
Elias Hernandez?
Yes.
You do know him? Okay,
cool, he's amazing.
All right.
He and I have, I
figured he's working his way in there.
Yeah. It's, little by little.
But
little by little.
No, I don't want to rush it and spoil it. No. But he's, especially, he's one of the first people that talked to me about Latin American surrealism. You know? Oh, yeah. And it's just fascinating how, like, he's a sweet kid too, but like, it's hard. He goes into that realm of like, it's hard not to like some people, you know, and not root for them. But it's nice to hear that you guys know each other. Oh yeah, no, we're working towards it. Yeah. So it's just like little by little, because for me, I get people that tell me, they're like, or I hear third or fourth person, oh, this person is upset you've never invited them, and that you're cool with them and you never invite them, and it's like, look. This is the way that I see it. My job is to make you look your absolute best. So why would I throw you in a group show where you're not going to shine like every single person here? Yeah. It's not doing you a favor. You don't want to be the only one whose piece doesn't sell. Yeah, they're going to be like, ugh, what happened here? Yeah. No, that makes sense. I want you to stand firm within yourself, with who you are as an artist, with everybody else that's here. Yeah. But also, it makes sense because, like, even with doing the show, like, I'm not ready to interview people sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know, like, there's people that I've known for a very long time. And then when like, it just doesn't fit with the programming that I'm doing, right? Like, if I'm on a roll, like I'll book people and I'm like, oh, I'm curious about this. Mm-hmm. I'm curious about this, you know? Yeah. So I totally understand the idea of, like, and luckily, this is not such a life-changing thing that people don't get that bitter with me. But I've heard bitterness towards your success from people. And I'm like, I was going to say bitch, but that's probably not. That's fine. Yeah, I know. But I try not to, like, I want to have a female audience. So I hear But he was like, what? And I relate from your perspective when I hear stuff like that, where it's like people are just bitter because they don't understand what it takes to do this. Yeah, because unfortunately, a lot of people think that, and I have this conversation with artists too. They think like, oh, Instagram showed me that this person did this show. Now they're famous. No, it doesn't show you all the years that artist has been working. It doesn't show you everything that this person has done. Everybody assumes that this business, especially what I do, is like, oh, I get to wear a nice outfit and go to these parties and blah, blah, blah. No, there's work. I do a lot of work. No, I don't work a set amount of hours. I don't clock in or clock out.
I'm always available. At the same time, I do a lot of work that I do not get paid for. Because why? Because I, number one, want to, and number two, believe in our community enough that let me help you. If I take a few hours out of my day to just speak to you and something clicks and you're able to share those resources with another person, cool, we're stronger together. Yeah. So those people that got anything to say about me, cool, stay in that energy because I'm not thinking about you.
No, yeah. Well, and when I wish I had the power to not think about the people giving me that energy.
Yeah, and for me, it's like, you know, it goes to show because people do tell me who you are.
Yeah, yeah.
And the fact that you can't come tell me, pull up your big girl panties or your big boy panties and tell me something, that's fine. Yeah. I sleep at night.
No, I mean, I would imagine it seems like you're having a pretty good life.
Yeah, I can't complain. I'm blessed every morning that I wake up, and I'm blessed every morning that I'm able to get home safely.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
That's so fascinating. And it's so refreshing. You are not disappointing. You know, it's like, don't meet your heroes, but like, no, I'm super excited.
Oh my God, you want to hear a don't meet your heroes story?
Are you going to trash someone? I'd love that.
Oh my God, no. I had, so I love Jim Jarmusch, right? I love his films. Like,
which was your favorite?
Oh my God, it's so hard. Like, it just depends on mood, right? So I was at the Stooges concert at the Palladium. And I see him. He's there with like the white hair and the all black. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to go say hi. And he was like, and I go in to say hi. And he was like, I'm here with my friends. And I was like, ugh. And he gave me like the limpest handshake. It was like this. Like he didn't even want it like this.
Wow.
I was like, ugh, I don't even like you anymore. I still love the work that you did. I was like, yeah. I could have like not had that interaction.
That's crazy. No, I've been watching stuff about parasocial relationships because that is kind of something that I'm coming across. Like even in a good way, like I didn't know Elmer was listening to the podcast, but he's like, he listens. He was like, yeah, I listen to it all the time. I was like, oh my God, you have no idea what that's done to my to my fight to keep going. Because every now and then I'm like, oh, it's so much work.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, but I can't. I have no regrets. This is not a bitch about the podcast.
Yeah,
session.
no, you need to keep at it. Look, if it fulfills your soul, you like the interactions and what it is that you're doing, and that's everything in life, then it's worth it. Well, and everything will open up.
Honestly, this interview is a culmination of years of interviews, right? Like to get to a point where you would trust me enough to come on the show, is a huge accomplishment for me. You know, when you leave, I'm gonna be like, I don't have to do anything else today.
Oh wow, that's such a compliment. For me, it's like, you know, I grew up with two Tauruses. My mom and dad, both Tauruses, both immigrants. You know what I mean? So. You know, like Dalia said so herself. I was like, oh, I get along with Tauruses. And she's like, I don't necessarily get along with Tauruses. And I was like, well, I do. And she's like, well, you were brought up by two Tauruses, so you just got used to them.
What are you?
I'm a double Capricorn. I could barely stand myself.
Oh my God. What does that mean? Like
super organized. Like that's like a level, a different level of organization. Yeah. And then like our registrar, Rachel, is a Virgo. So she and I are always like, like we work like this. And then Charlie too, Taurus. So it just, we troubleshoot all the things. And then Charlie's like, oh, okay, works well.
I used to hang out with a bunch of kids from my neighborhood in Miami that were like, you know, this was like in my 20s. They were like car guys and stuff like that. And we would hang out and we would argue all the time. And then one day we all realized all five of us were Taurus. And it was like fun for us.
Right? There you go. I was like, you can't hate on Tauruses. You guys
mixing it up.
You guys like all the pleasures in life, sleeping, eating, good things. Like, come on.
Yeah, and not being swayed. Yeah,
stability, questioning people, not just taking what they got to say. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I feel like you just read my tarot cards.
Yeah, so it's, you know, it is what it is. People could talk all day. You know, I try to do the work is the way I see it.
No, I know. And it is crazy. Like, it's just the art world is so interesting. It's so big. And there's people that you don't know in it, you know, like.
Oh yeah, no. And I always tell everybody, like, never be dismissive of anybody in this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, treat people how you want to be treated. And that comes with spirituality, that comes with upbringing too. But it's like, you know, people are going to have their issues. And the number one thing that you need to remember is that it's not about you.
Yeah.
They're dealing with their own inner self that they themselves can't confront.
My God, you're giving me therapy.
So with that, you know,
I recently got some really nasty messages from somebody, and I was like, "What? I thought we were friends."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh," and I was talking to my mom. I was like, "Why does he think he can talk to me like that?" And I was like, "It's not about me."
Yeah, it's they're projecting their own stuff, and I'm not saying, "Oh, I'm the perfect person in the world." I'm not. I'm human, like everybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just we have the ability to create error, and sometimes error that we can never fix when we base stuff just on emotion.
Yeah.
Emotion is good, but at the same time, you need to have the emotional intelligence to be like, you know what? This bothered me so much that I need to sit with myself and figure out what exactly made me upset. Because if I direct this anger currently to this person, I could say or do something that I could regret later.
Yeah.
So then you sit back, you sit with self, and then you're like, okay, what about the interaction made me upset? And now you have the tools to be able to vocalize that to the other person and then fix things properly.
What do you, I'm gonna skip that question and go to so I talked to my friend a while back on the podcast. Her name is Saskia Bailey. She's an art advisor. And what she told me about how gallerist artist relationships work is that basically it's a business partnership. It's 50-50 business partnership, and they have a job to do and you have a job to do. How do you feel about that framing? Is that accurate, or would you amend that?
I think that's accurate. She's right. That's accurate completely. At the same time, you know what I mean? I stand to say that I know for myself, speaking for myself, speaking for Charlie and the gallery in which and the gallery system itself, when it comes to us as a gallery, we're here in service of the artist. Like we realistically love and are passionate about who we show, and we try to do our best that we can for their career. So we're out here working all the time for them.
I see it.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not just like, oh, here I am going to collect my 50%. No, we got to work for it. You trust us enough to work alongside us, so we're going to give you that plus.
How do you build an artist's reputation? Is that a fair question? I'm going off of what I don't want to keep telling you what she said.
Like an artist's reputation in what sense?
So like, there's an artist, you want to work with them. How do you create buzz for them after? Like, you have the show, presumably, but then I've seen that like Elmer will show in New York as well. Yeah. So basically, how does that collaboration? I've had Tyler Park from Tyler Park Presents.
Okay, I love him. He's awesome. He's a doll.
Yeah. No, he's awesome, man. He's super supportive. Every time I go in there, I'm like just barraging him with questions.
Yeah. He's the sweetest.
I'm gonna pick your brain every second I get, and he's always like happy to tell me. He's not annoyed because I'm like, okay, how did this show come about? What was the decision making process with that? And he's always like very generous. But so how does that process? He talked a little bit about this, and Saskia also talked a little bit about it. How do you do that? Like, how do you have sister galleries in New York, or galleries that you have relationships?
We you know what I mean? Like,
I love your Hello Kitty.
Oh, thanks. I love visiting New York, but myself could never live in New York.
Yeah,
I don't think I got it in me to live in there.
We're too old.
Yeah, I can't. I can't do it. And they can't make two of me. So the possibility of Charlie James opening a space in New York probably wouldn't happen unless Charlie moved to New York.
But it would be such a different Latino community. That would be interesting.
Yeah, and we do have artists that we work with over there. Like, and some people will tell me, they're like, "How the hell you get to do visits with all these artists all over the world and you show them in your space. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I just make time, and we make time.
So you fly out there for studio visits and stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or we do Zoom, however we're able to do it, because I have to think about their scheduling too. But I digress. So our inability to do that, we need to find the right partners. And part of growing the artist's career is that finding you the right New York gallery, or finding you, the European gallery that makes sense to each individual artist, because each individual artist isn't the same career.
Yeah.
They're each individual career. So it all has to make sense. So
does it, let's say, is this the concern when you're talking like that? Let's say you put them in the wrong gallery and they don't sell anything in that space. That's damaging, kind of thing. Or is that not something you can come back from, or can you come back from that kind of thing?
I think it all depends. It all depends. But I think we're able to create the right dialogues and the right people to partner with. So it's not really something we deal with. We really take it very seriously.
Yeah. With
Elmer specifically, he shows it at Lyles and King, and dude, such a great gallery, such a great team there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. I mean, dude, you're not going to believe this. It's like an hour and 6 minutes already.
That's crazy. I feel like
I feel at this point, I feel like I'm being self-indulgent and taking any more of your time. I'd love to maybe have you back on somewhere down the line.
Yeah,
but
whenever.
I want to ask you just again, like, what is your best advice for an artist?
Advocate for yourself. Know that you are worth something. So ask. Because the person who doesn't ask doesn't get what everybody else gets. Number 2, I would say, don't worry about everybody else. Worry about your own personal practice. Make art that's all you, your mind, body, and soul, and you're never gonna go wrong. So with that as well, like, just because this person quickly got paid attention to doesn't mean they're gonna sustain.
Yeah.
At the same time, they could sustain. It's all like this.
Yeah.
So don't worry about them. Worry about yourself. The art world, your time will come, and then it'll be your time, and you have to be ready. So before you get there, make sure you write down all your thoughts. Make sure that you are letting people know exactly what you're creating and where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that those two.
Awesome, dude. Anything I haven't asked you that you would want to address?
No.
I think we killed it. Dude,
thanks.
I'm going to be so relaxed the rest of the day.
Awesome. Cool.
Well, thank you so much. What can we promote for you? I saw that you have an upcoming show. This probably won't come out until next year.
No worries.
But you can still tell people what shows you're in and stuff, as a record.
Oh, yeah. I will be in a group show that's curated by Talok Studios and Ozzy Juarez with Una Brown magazine. It's a brand new art magazine from Evan Preco from Juxtapose. So it's a brand new magazine. Amazing.
Awesome.
Already, like, they're getting into their second issue. It's definitely one of the new magazines that I love reading. Super beautiful to look at. I'm super stoked on it. And so there's that group show that'll open on the 22nd of this month. We have one more show at the gallery with Mariana Pontes that opens on December 13th. And then we head to Miami Art Basel for the gallery section with our gallery artists.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we kick right into it in January. We do 2 shows every 7 weeks, and the fairs start going. So
how many fairs do you guys do a year?
This year we're just rounding off, and we did 3 more fairs than we usually do. So if I look hella tired, it's because, I've been...
You look amazing.
We've been doing that work. So next year, we're already slotted to do Feria Material Mexico City. We're going to be doing LA Freeze in a booth with, as I mentioned, Manuel Lopez and Christopher Reyes. And then Patrick Martinez will be having something going on there. So
like a performance?
I'm not sure. They haven't told me. But yeah, so we get right into it.
Well, that's amazing. We could have probably done a whole hour on just fares. So I'm not even going to scratch the surface because there's a lot of talk about how expensive it is and all of that. And so, for a gallery like you guys, where would you guys say you are at? Mid-tier, what tier would you rank Charlie James at in terms of its growth? That's not like a value judgment on it, but like how far along are you to becoming a blue chip kind of thing?
I don't know. We've been blessed to have a lot of great compliments from people that feel that we're already there. Mm-hmm. We just take it day by day, do the best we can, and are excited and passionate about who we show and work with.
It's definitely one of the most exciting. Like, it's consistent. Maybe it's just because I'm biased because I'm Latino, but like, I love it. I feel at home. He's lost some weight, by the way. Charlie James, you've lost some weight. You're looking good, by the way. See how I butter people up? The one thing that someone else said that ties into your advice for artists, David Lloyd said, is that in terms of what you were saying about being jealous about someone's situation, is that he said if people are getting shows, it's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
If people aren't getting shows, then you need to worry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's that. It's always gonna, you never know. We're stronger together, as I said. Start building your own community as well, in a sense of like who you'd like to, show with. Like, there's been many examples, like when it comes to like Eric Metal curated his own group show when it came to the last show he had at the gallery, and that's his own show that he curated himself with the artist that he has a working relationship with. Yeah. And you never know what other opportunities open up. I'm blessed for myself whenever I get to show my own artwork, mostly in a group show setting, but super blessed that, Rusha & Co. offered me a solo based on the work that I made for the Juxtapose 30th issue group show that they had there. So, do the work.
Awesome, dude. I'm so grateful. I feel like low-key I've like accidentally infiltrated your community by interviewing all of your artists and to meet you. But you're the one who curated that community, and I get to be involved in it. So if you hadn't put these people together, I wouldn't, they wouldn't be a cohesive, like, you know what I mean? Like I tap into a lot of different communities here.
Same.
And I am excited about yours, not more than others, but like it is an honor to interact with like Elmer, and those people. They're so talented, and it's to me it's inspiring and it's motivating. Yeah. Right. Instead of being in a community centered around people that aren't getting opportunities and stuff like that, to like have the opportunity to talk to artists of that caliber has been great for me psychologically and me motivationally, and the fact that they are all part of this broader community of this gallery that I really appreciate, and really I'm always excited by what you guys are doing. So
thank you.
I just want to thank you for coming on the show. It's a huge deal for me to talk to you.
Likewise. I'm happy to be here, happy to share, happy to try to do my part.
Okay, well,
it is an extension of your podcast.
You are so humble. It is. I need to learn that. I'm like, okay, like this whole conversation, I'll be like, I need to shed that bitterness. I need to shed that bitterness.
Yeah. Well, it's like my padrino says, right? Con humildad viene la elegancia. Con paciencia viene la elegancia. So, patience and humbleness.
Oh, you didn't need to translate that.
I know, but for whoever listens to it,
no, I'm saying you don't have to. You don't have to translate it for the people that don't speak it. It's for us. I'm kidding.
That's true.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, like and subscribe. We have the Patreon, and that helps us a lot. $5 a month gets you early access episodes, and it helps me pay the bills, which it's going to be exciting the moment that I am making more money than I'm losing.
Right, there you go.
But I would
invest in your community. Invest the $5. But
I would do this anyway. So, yeah. So I can't do that. Like, oh, we couldn't do this show without you. It's like, no, I'm obsessed with this. So, and obviously I get a lot out of it. So thank you guys. And we'll be back next week with another guest and another topic that may or may not be art related. Thank you so much.
Thank you.